Hey guys, what's up? It is Doug at Spooky Villages, and I'm here in front of my new setup, my bench here, where I'm going to be filming reviews this season. I actually had a classic piece that I was down here to review, and actually, as I was setting everything up, I got word, thanking to my Patreon supporter Ken. He messaged and said, "Hey, FG Squared Villages just put all of their Halloween stuff up for 2026." So, with that said, I'm going to pivot. There's going to be a review here done very shortly. I'm going to be starting the channel here a little earlier. Got some classic stuff. Want to get the new format kind of dialed in here before we get to the new stuff for 2026. But today, I'm talking FG Squared Villages. Let's hop on their website, and I just wanted to give some first impressions of the releases for their Halloween 2026 lineup. So up first, guys, the piece that I think definitely looks the best to me. This is Menacing Midway. This is basically a carnival scene in a box. Retails for $149.99. And what you have here is well, it's a complete scene. You have the carousel here. It's a smaller carousel, for like younger kids versus a bigger grand carousel type of setup. You have that as a centerpiece. There's no video as of the recording of this, at least on the website. They do have some pieces have video that we'll discuss here, but this one does not. I'm assuming the carousel runs, and then you have the it looks like it's a riff on skee ball, scare ball over there, which is cute. You have a spooky tree out back there on the back of the display. And a couple of figurines here. I think they look really good, especially kind of the ghostly woman there on the front, who's got the green that's lit up. Going by past FG Square pieces, they normally light theirs up. I mean, normally crazy lighting. So I'm going to assume this piece is going to be very, very bright. But I really like how this is a scene in a box. The platform on it especially, it looks like it's got a good, I guess, a mold or a carve. It looks like a carved piece, actually, like we, would make out of foam and then paint and, do the landscaping. It looks like similar to that, which I think is really solid. So if you do have a carnival scene or amusement park, or even kind of like a town setup, you could just plop this right there on your display, on your display platform, and it would probably look pretty at home. So I think this is solid. I like how it's everything in a box. It looks great. Okay, so next up here we have the Sea Serpent Lighthouse. I'm a big sucker for lighthouses. Okay, I love a good nautical theme, a harbor type scene, and I really like how this one looks here, especially because at the top you have that rotating beacon, which is like the central point of a lighthouse. So they do have a video of this online, and the one thing I'm confused about, though, is the video doesn't really show how bright that light is, because one would assume a lighthouse is pretty bright. Now, they could get away with not having one mega bright, because if you were to display that, it would just, that'd be kind of crazy to have a lighthouse that was mega bright going on in your display. But it'd be fun if it was like that. So we'll see actually what that looks like in person, but it looks pretty cool in the video. So outside of that, though, the rotating part of the the actual beacon there, there's a serpent that's winding around the lighthouse, and there are various types of lights throughout, and it does have a soundtrack. So this one, $69.99 is what it retails for, and it looks very solid. I like a good lighthouse. I'm a sucker for it, and I really like that beacon on top. I'd be curious to see how bright or not bright it is. Up next, guys, Jolly Roger's Retreat. We have a pirate piece. This one also has a video on the FG Square website, and you can see that the cage goes up and down. It goes up and it rotates up and down. Lots of little details on this one. Of course, there's lots of, where the cage goes there. You have a bunch of gold coins. You have a couple pirates around here. And basically, it's like a rock outcropping. And underneath it is where you have this, where they're hoarding all the treasure. And then you even have what looks like water below there, like a little lagoon or something like that. And on the edge of it there, I like how there's also a mast that's, that there's a pirate next to it there. I really like pirate, the spooky pirate theme, and if you are a fan of the Lemax Spooky Town Classic pirate stuff that they've done, and actually Department 56 did some pirate stuff recently as well, but if you're a fan of that, I would think that you would be interested in this, just because there's not a lot of pirate stuff, especially anymore. I like this one, though. I like the outcropping, and I like the lights on it. I think they've done a nice job with the theming here. And again, if you like the pirate stuff, there's only so many options for it out there, so it's good to see another one. But that is Jolly Roger's Retreat. And in keeping with the pirate theme here, basically this piece goes with the other one as far as I'm concerned. You have the Treasure Falls. There's no video of this one, but it says on the website that well, I say a waterfall, but it's a gold coins. It's like all the treasures falling down there, hence the name Treasure Falls. But that has a glowing light that I believe is like the light pulsing effect. So that's pretty cool. And I also like the lighting around the outside of it here. I think the other piece is more of the standout piece, but again, there's not a lot of pirate stuff that's out there. And so to me, if you're going to get the Jolly Roger one, this one goes with it. But it's cool to see them explore the pirate theme. I think it's good that it's coming back, or at least this year that they're exploring it a little bit. Up next here, going to more traditional, macabre Halloween Village Fair, we have the Bone Crusher Cement Factory. And the theme here is that this is it's a cement plant, and they're crushing bones for the cement. So on one side of it here, it is animated. You have the two the conveyor belt type get-ups there, but on the left side of the piece, you have the bones that are going up into it. It's getting crushed inside, and then on the other side of it there on the right, you have the bone cement that's coming down. Macabre. I love this kind of fun stuff. To me, I like the dark pieces and the dark humor pieces like that. The one thing here, though, I think I would like to see the actual plant probably be a little bit bigger. As it is, it kind of makes it seem like the figures are bigger. And so for that part of it, I think it could have been done a little bit better if it was, scaled up, I guess, the cement part of it, the plant part of it, I should say. But I think it's a cool piece. It's an interesting theme, especially if you like the construction type of stuff. There's not a ton of stuff out there around it, but it'd be fun if we had some kind of skeleton themed cement truck that went with this one. But Bone Crusher Cement Plant. Second to last, guys, we have the Day of the Dead celebration. So this is an animated piece, and this is FG Square going at the Day of the Dead theme. Some of the other companies have had pieces in recent years that have gone after this theme, and so it's cool to see that this is represented now in FG Square. I could be wrong, but I believe this is the first time they've done a Day of the Dead piece. So Day of the Dead celebration, very colorful here, very vibrant. And the big thing here is in the middle, you have the rotating platform where the figurines rotate. This one has music. I like how the arch there, the lights, good use of color. Again, I would imagine in person this one's probably pretty bright with all the lights that are on there. But these display videos don't show the pieces in total darkness, so I'm not totally sure. Yeah, guys, that's the Day of the Dead celebration. I think it's nice to see them branching into that holiday. I know it's very popular, especially with village enthusiasts. It's becoming more popular all the time. Lastly, here we have the Monster Truck Jam. So for those of you who aren't aware, I actually do have a history in the monster truck industry. That's my background. It's come from the world of professional monster trucks. I'm big into radio control monster trucks. I'm a monster truck nut, have been since I was a little kid. And you would think I'd be predisposed for this piece. I'll talk about that in a moment here, or predisposed to like this piece. But what you have here basically is like a track. You have these vehicles that are going around the circle here. Some cool lighting on it. Those eyes also look like they light. There's a video of this, and the ring around the track is teeth, which is that's kind of cool to see. That said, they don't really look like monster trucks to me. I guess that's my thing. And there's nothing really overly monster trucky here as far as like actual monster trucks go. Yes, I get it. There's monsters in the vehicles there, but they're really not trucks either. So yeah, this piece really just kind of misses the mark because it looks like it's just kind of a standalone piece of decor. I get it though. It's like a racetrack that you could, to put in your village, but the way I see it, it just looks more like a standalone piece of decor, and it's just not very overly monster trucky, at least to this monster truck fan. So that's the FG Square lineup, guys, at least what's announced so far. It's pretty crazy here, guys. We're getting ready to the buildings. They're getting ready to come out here soon. Most of them are accounted for and announced. Not everything yet, but we're getting close. So I'm going to have more thoughts, additional thoughts on the FG Square lineup here on my Patreon page. I'll have a post that accompanies this, so check me out over there. Thank you, as always, my Patreon supporters. Yeah, guys, we're getting ready to get going for the 2026 season. It's going to be a lot of fun. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Thank you for liking and subscribing, and I'll see you soon.